اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم الحمد للہ رب العالمین والصلاة والسلام علی سید الانبیاء والمرسلین وعلی آلہ الطیبین الطاہرین المعصومین ولعنۃ اللہ علی اعدائہم اجمعین من الآن الی قیام یوم الدین رب اشرح لی صدری ویسر لی امری واحلل عقدۃ من لسانی یفقہوا قولی. The topic of today's lecture is the precaution number 7 of istishab, the presumption of continuity, which is known as also the asl musbat. The concept of asl musbat in usul al-fiqh was introduced by probably Sheikh Ansari for the first time, and before that no detailed discussion on the asl musbat as such the word is found, but the discussion is well known even before that. The question that whether the requisites of reason or the requisites of custom are also accompanied with istishab or they are not accompanied with istishab, and only the requisites of the religious law, the Sharia, are accompanied. For example, if the istishab, presumption of continuity, is ruled regarding a person who is absent for 5 years and it is presumed by istishab that he is still alive, that is known as the istishabul hayat. That presumption of continuity for his life is presumed to be valid, and it has got certain effects in the religious laws which are known as asar-e-shari, that the religious effects. For example, that his wife cannot remarry to another person. For example, that all his property and possessions are reserved and preserved for him, and for example, that nobody can sell his property in his absence under his name. So all these are known as the effects of under the religious law, asar-e-shari. This thing is well accepted by Sheikh Ansari, and according to his opinion, the asar-e-shari of this istishabul hayat, this presumption of continuity for the life, is something well established, but whether the other requisites, that the requisites of reason and the requisites by custom, do they hold for it or not? The answer by Sheikh Ansari is that they are not valid, and only the asar-e-shari are valid. The other asar, like the asar-e-akli, that's the effects by way of reasons, is like that somebody who went before puberty and spent 5 years, and now he should be after over the age of 15, so is the effects of puberty can be applied to him, like the growth of the body and the growth of his mind, so can that be applied for him? And he, for example, can he be taken as the in charge of his property, and if he writes a letter at that time, can that for selling his property, can that letter has an effect in the religious law or not? These are known as the asar-e akli, or the effects established by reason. So such effects, according to Sheikh Ansari, they are not valid. The other effects which are mentioned, they are the asar-e adi, or the effects by custom, or asar-e urfi. For example, the growth of beard. So if somebody made a nazar that if my son had a growth of the beard for the first time, he will, for example, sacrifice a sheep for him. So is this effect can be taken as valid, and this nazar has to be obeyed, has become obligatory or not? So according to Marhum Sheikh Ansari, this is not valid, and only the effects by the religious law, the asar-e shari, are valid, while the asar-e akli and the asar-e adi, which are also known as the lawazim-e akliya, the requisites by reason, and the lawazim-e urfiya, the requisites by custom, he says that they are not valid in such kind of istishab, the presumption of continuity. In case of imarat, the case is different. In case of imarat, Sheikh is accepting that if an imara came, if a sign came which is defined in Usul Fiqh as imara, then the other effects, that's effects by reason, asar-e akli, and the effects by urf or custom, they are also applicable. For example, if there are two witnesses that say that the person is alive, this is an amara, and these have got all three kinds of fact, that is the asar-e shari, that's the effect in the legal religious law, and the effect by reason, and also the effect by custom. So in case of amarat, they say that all its requisites, they are taken as authoritative or hujjat, that the lawazim and the malzumat, the lazim and the malzum, all of them, they are taken as hujjat in the case of amarat, and all these effects, the asar-e akli and the asar-e adi are urfi, and similarly the asar-e shari, ba wasta or bi wasta, all of them, they are taken as valid. While this is not the case in case of asulul amliya or asl-e musbat. Asl-e musbat, according to Shaykh, is not proving the requisites other than the requisites by the religious law. So the lawazim of asulul amliya, they are not established to be valid in this case, and the asl-e musbat cannot be taken as hujjat in this case, but only when it directly applies to the effects by the religious law. So similarly, all four asl-e amli like barat, ishtighal, takhyeer or istishab, and if some of them take the asalatul tahara, the asalatul siha, the asalatul yad, or asalatul su, all these are asal-e amli. So if they are taken as asal-e amli, then the asal-e musbat is not a hujjat in them. So the requisites by reason and the requisites by custom cannot be taken as valid in these cases, and only the requisites by the religious law, the lawazim-e-shari, they are taken as valid in these cases. So only the istishabul hayat, that's the presumption of continuity of the life of the person, is directly taken as valid, and no tasarruf or no use can be done in his property without his permission, and his nikah, his azdawaj is taken as valid, and his wife cannot remarry, and the other legal facts in the religious law, they are taken as valid, but the effects by reason or the effects by custom are not taken as valid. And this asal-e musbat was first time more stressed by Sheikh Ansari, and Sheikh Ansari, he mentioned is that this is because the Shari has, when making the religious law, is only relating it to the asar-e-shari and not relating it to the asar-e-akli or asar-e-urfi, because they are not capable of formulation qable-jal, that their qabiliyat for the jal is not there. So Shari cannot comment on the asar-e-akli or asar-e-urfi, but he is only narrating the asar-e-shari, that if some woman has her husband and he has disappeared for some time, the istishab of his life is taken as valid, and she cannot marry, and his property is taken as respectful, and that cannot be sold without his permission. And this is in the hand of Shari, but this is like a physical law. This is Amre Takwini. And the Amre Takwini, for example, the other Amre Takwini, which is in the hand, which is not in the hand of the Shari, they are like the growth of the beard, or like any other growth in the person of puberty that's occurring, that has something to do with takwini, while the asar-e-shari has to do with something that is amre tashri. So the Shari is narrating everything about amre tashri and not narrating everything about the amre takwini. That's why other effects, that's the effects by reason like puberty, and the effects by custom or urf, that asar-e-urfi, like the growth of beard, because they are amur takwini, they cannot be taken as valid or relevant in these cases. While when we are referring to imarat, and about the imarat, we say that the people of reason, they establish the Imarat. So if the people of reason are establishing Imarat, so if the Uqala are establishing the Imarat, so how can the effect by reason cannot be taken as valid? Because all the effects of reason, they should be taken as hujjat in such cases. And if some imara is shari, then in that case the other requisites cannot be taken as a reason, because the imara is established only by the shari reason, that is reason of the religious law. So that's why only direct effects related to the religious reason, they are taken as valid, while if it was going to be based on reason only, like the Hujjiyatul Khabrul Wahid based on Ayat al-Niba, and if it is taken as Uqla as the basis for it, then the effects of reason are valid in this case, which the Shaykh Ansari also takes that as valid. So similar is the case with the riwayat of Asalatul Suq, Asalatul Yad and Asalatul Sihat. If we establish that they are taken as ta'abbudi only, then only the asare wazi or asare shari, they have to be taken, but asare akli and asare adi or asare urfi cannot be established in this case, because the shari has explained only the mawzu and given a ruling about the mawzu. That mawzu is defined here, and that's how other people like Marhum Naini, like the Ayatullah Brojardi and Imam Khomeini and Marhum Aqaid Damat, they supported some of the concepts of the Shaykh Ansari, but Shaykh Khum has got a dalil that's separate from the way Shaykh Ansari went to negate such an decision. Shaykh Khum says that the rule La Tanqudul Yaqeen Bishak doesn't have any itlaq or amum in general, and if its itlaq and umum is not absolute, then qadr mutayakkan has to be taken, and the qadr mutayakkan in this case is asar shari, that the effects by reason. So if the effects by reason are valid by qadr mutayakkan, this is the argument raised by Shaykh Khun, and he is not mentioning the arguments given by Shaykh Ansari, but bypassing them through another argument. And he says that we do not have an argument for asare akli or asare urfi and adi for istishab, and only the istishab hayat can be done and can be taken to have its religious effects, like that his wife cannot marry and his property cannot be sold, but other effects, the asare akli and asare adi, are not hujjat in this case. So that's how the two big authorities, they try to prove their point regarding the Asli Musbat. So Asli Musbat basically means that the requisites by reason and the requisites by custom or urf, they are established. If Asli Musbat is taken as positive, and if Asli Musbat is taken as positive, then in that case, then the requisites by reason and the requisites by custom, they also become positive. But when Asli Musbat is not taken as hujjat, then only the rulings which are directly related to the mawzu, they of the istishab or ahkam-e-mustasab are the only ones that are valid in such cases. For example, in case of in case of the prayer of Jummah, that it is wajib or not, the requisites of it are not hujjat in that case, like the buying and selling is haram or not. So they are not haram because there is no hujjat of the requisites of the Jummah prayers. In this case, that only the mustasab was wajib and the mustasab was taken, and the other requisites by reason or customs were not taken. Similarly, in case of istishab-e-hayat, only the rules which are directly related to it, sharan, they are taken as valid, and the requisites by reason and the malzoom, the lazim of the aql and the malzoom of the aql, or the wasta akli or hukm akli or malzoomat akli or wasait akliya or wasait urfiya, none of them, they are taken as valid. And if the mawzu is the hukm mawzu, that the mustasab becomes the hukm, so only the hukm is taken as valid and Asli Musbat is not taken as valid. The reason that Shaykh Ansari forwarded for Asli Musbat to be not hujjat was that the lawazam akli and the lawazam adi or lawazam urfi are from among the amur takwiniya, laws of the physical world, and la tanalahu yadul jal, that the formulation of the legal ruling does not extend to that. So that was the reason that he gave in that case, but that this is mentioned that these are amur takwiniya, this is not really a very strong argument, because the life of the person about whom istishab is being done is also from among the amur takwiniya, that the life of the persons, the same objection will apply to the one that the Shaykh Ansari is making is valid. It is again an amr takwini, that the life of some person, for example hayat zayd, so la tanaluhu yadul jal, to that also, that the formulation of the religious law does not extend even to that also by the way of physical laws, as the objection was raised by Shaykh Ansari. So this objection, if it is applicable to the first one, that the Asar Sharif should be applicable to the Asar Akli as well as the Asar Urfi also. And this was the objection that was against the Shaykh Ansari which was raised. And the other thing that he, for example, gives the example, if the person is, for example, 25 years of old, so the growth of the beard, so how can the people of reason, they rule that if somebody, some male is 25-year-old and normal and there is no growth of beard can be mentioned in that case. So that is something ridiculous. Similarly, the growth to the puberty is also has to be accepted by the principles of reason. Otherwise, the people of reason would take it as a mockery that you are mentioning someone of the age, for example, of 25 years and he is not still at puberty or he does not have a beard, so that's not possible by reason. So this was the second objection that was raised against Shaykh Ansari, that his Lawazim of Hujjatul Adi, with the second reason he raised, that's La Tanalahu Yadul Jal, that the formulation of the religious law does not extend to it. So if it's based on reason, then the people of reason, they take it at that Tanalahu Yadul Jal Shari, and if the La Tanalahu Yadul Jal Shari is applied for the Lawazam Akli and Lawazam Adi, it can also be applied for the Asar Shari also. So then the whole reason will go out. Regarding the objection raised by Shaykh Khun, who says that this itlaq is not the absolute itlaq in La Tanqudul Yaqeen Bishak, and this is neither Am nor Mutlaq, and Qadr Mutayakkan should be taken is a stronger reason, but there are some points to be discussed in that also. Inshallah, we will discuss it next time. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.